Tappan Zee back in the state playoffs at Yorktown on Saturday. Class AA regional championship game. The Dutchmen taking on a Baldwin team that won Long Island, won 18-7 in the regular season, won the island, and now in the state playoffs. Tommy Lenehan, he's been in the state playoffs before, won a state championship as a sophomore, as a Jack Picone, with this TZ group that has just been on another magical ride this season under head coach George Gain there in the gray sweater, getting ready for this matchup. Only 5 players for TZ typically playing games, and that would be the case despite this incredible Baldwin defense and the way they would pressure. But early on, Tommy Linehan was too good. 10 points in the first half, gets things going right there. Baldwin had no problem scoring all season long. In the 60s, 70s, all season long, they would really struggle. They'd need to get on glass right there and score. Had a hard time defending Linehan early, reverse layup. He's headed to play lacrosse at Robert Morris. Had an incredible basketball game on this Saturday afternoon. Here he goes again, driving, finishing in the lane. Tappan Zee led 12-5 after one quarter. Incredible defense. Though Baldwin would start to get things in gear in the second quarter, closed the gap, but they just had no answer for Linehan. Pull-up jumper this time over a defender with a hand in his face. Knocked it down. 10 points, to be said. That was 15 in the first half. Here, the shot would miss, but Billy Alexiou on the glass cleaning it up. He only had 1 field goal in the game, but that was a big one right there to help keep the lead. And then he come the other end of the floor. And what does he do? They play good defense here at TZ. Blocked there by Xavier Leveille off the altered shot by Alexiou. Here, spin move in the lane. Somehow he gets that off over defender. TZ opens up a 5-point lead. It would be an 8-point lead, but Baldwin just before halftime. This guy right here, Chase Timberlake, who they held off the scoreboard in the first half, pretty incredible, came in averaging over 20 points per game, opens the third quarter. Jack Picone, not a huge scoring game for him, but hits a big 3 to set a tone in the third quarter. The defense, more of a tone. Isaiah Leveille with the block. He had a huge second half in this contest. On the receiving end, gets rewarded on the feed from Linehan. Isaiah Leveille would have 11 points, 9 of which would come in the second half. Basket for Linehan. We said Linehan part of a state championship team, but Saturday might have been the best all-around game, maybe the best leadership he's ever shown in a TZ uniform. And then third quarter, Tappan Zee adding to it, Isaiah Leveille. Pull-up jumper. TZ would open up their biggest lead, almost stunning 13-point advantage, holding Baldwin to 15 points in almost 3 quarters of play, but Baldwin, they'd find a way. They cut the deficit, and then three-pointer knocked down, one of the first field goals of the game for Timberlake. Then TZ coming back here. Isaiah Leveille somehow getting that shot off over a defender. Basket keeps the lead at 9, but Baldwin would make their run and then bury a three-pointer there. Ethan Sainsbury hits that rainbow 3, cuts it to a 32-24 game going to the fourth quarter. Baldwin momentum would carry there. Timberlake off the dribble. TZ defense wearing out just a little bit, and then they lose track of Sainsbury. He buried that three-point shot, cuts the deficit to 2. Tappan Zee trying to find a way. They would actually not hit a field goal in the fourth quarter of this game and still find a way to win there. The finish by Timberlake. Defense for TZ would have to come up big down the stretch because Sainsbury hits a 3. Now a 1-point game. Timeout going to be taken. Still a lot of time left to play. The defense, though, they come up big. Here on the drive, the cone help defense would come, knock the ball out of bounds. So stays with Baldwin. Ensuing inbound, under 90 seconds to play, Isaiah Leveille, maybe the biggest play he made all day, drawing a charge, gives TZ the ball back, and then they would start making their free throws. Again, didn't hit 1 field goal in the fourth quarter. Did it with defense, did it with foul shooting. Billy Alexiou with the big steal right there to basically put this game out of reach as the TZ would run the clock down, get it to Linehan. Linehan would go to the line. He'd hit his free throws. 17 of 25 at the line and a victory for Tappan Zee. They're going to move on to the state Final Four next weekend in Binghamton, taking down this Baldwin team that came in so dangerous. Isaiah Leveille got the W. They're moving on. They are the region champions. Jack Picone just so good defensively. Held Timberlake to only 7 points in the contest. TZ, celebrate. They're moving on.